The transport ship cut through space like a silent arrow. Inside, humans and aliens sat in nervous rows, each one chosen to face something called the Royal Trials. Nobody knew what the trials truly were, only that many never returned. Whispers said the challenges broke the body, the mind, and even the soul. Ethan Cole, a human from Earth, sat in the last row. He was not a soldier anymore, not a hero, and definitely not someone who expected to be here. His name had been chosen by accident, through a glitch in the transport lottery. He was supposed to deliver cargo to a station near Jupiter. Instead, he was heading toward an alien world known as Varlian, a world where humans were seen as weak, emotional, and forgettable. Ethan's hands were steady, his breathing slow. Anyone watching would think he was calm. Inside, his heart was thunder. Ship's speakers crackled. Approaching Varlian. All contestants, prepare for arrival. The aliens around Ethan smirked. One, a tall reptilian creature, turned its yellow eyes on him. You should have stayed on your tiny Earth, it hissed. The trials will crush. You, Ethan gave no answer. He only adjusted the strap of his bag and stared forward. There was no point arguing. Words would not protect him. Only action might. The ship descended. Through the windows, Ethan saw the planet. Vast silver cities, glowing towers, and flying machines that looked alive. Technology far beyond Earth's understanding. This was the capital of the Varlian Empire, and Ethan felt like an ant walking. Into the halls of giants. The doors opened. Cold air rushed in, smelling like metal in storms. Soldiers guided the contestants out and toward a massive palace. Its doors were made of black stone, carved with strange symbols that pulsed like veins of light. Inside, music thundered. A crowd filled the halls, thousands of aliens in ceremonial armor and glittering gowns. They cheered for the contestants, well, most of them. When the crowd saw Ethan, the cheering softened into laughter. A human? They sent a human? What is he going to do, cry at the first trial? Look how small he is. Ethan ignored them. He kept walking until he reached the center of the chamber. On a throne of shimmering crystal sat Princess Lyra, daughter of the Emperor. She looked young, but her eyes were sharp like cold stars. Beside her, judges and nobles watched with interest. Lyra raised a hand and the crowd fell silent. Welcome, challengers, she said, her voice echoing. You stand here today, hoping to survive the royal trials. Many of you will fail. Some of you may die. A few, perhaps, will earn glory. She scanned the group. When her eyes reached Ethan, they paused surprised. A human? She said, amused. How curious. I did not know Earth still produced volunteers. Ethan stepped forward. I'm not a volunteer. I was selected by mistake. The crowd burst into laughter. Even Lyra smiled, shaking her head gently. Then perhaps the stars have a sense of humor, she replied. She leaned back, voice playful but sharp. Very well. Let us make things interesting. If this human somehow survives the trials, I will grant him anything within my power. Even, she tapped her chin as if thinking, even my hand in alliance before the court. Gasps, whispers, then laughter again. It was clearly a joke. A statement made to entertain. No one believed a human could pass even the first trial. Ethan did not react. He did not smile, nor flinch, nor speak. He only bowed his head slightly. Lyra narrowed her eyes. Do you understand what was just promised, human? Yes, Ethan said. His voice was low but steady. And I accept. That answer silenced the hall. For a moment, Lyra looked almost uncertain. But then her curious expression returned. Very well. Let the record show. The trials will begin at sunrise. Rest well. You will need it. Ethan was escorted to his quarters, a small room with a single light, a bed, and a window overlooking the alien city. He sat down, staring at his reflection in the glass. He looked like an ordinary man. Brown hair, tired eyes. A body no stronger than average, but there was something else inside him. Something no alien here could see. Ethan whispered to himself, voice only for his own ears. I didn't come here to fail. Not again. Outside his window, the clouds swirled. Lightning crawled across the sky like silver veins. The palace drums began to beat a countdown to trial. Ethan closed his eyes, remembering Earth. The mistakes. The losses. The people who believed he could become more. This time he would. This time. He had to. Somewhere deeper in the palace, unseen eyes watched Ethan through hidden cameras. A voice metallic yet old spoke in a forgotten language. Human detected. Potential. High. And something ancient awakened. Morning on Varlian did not feel like morning on Earth. There was no sun, only rings of glowing light rising over the horizon like burning halos. The palace bells rang, deep and heavy, shaking the windows like thunder. It was time. Ethan stood in a line with the other contestants. A guard draped in shining armor stepped forward. Contestants, the guard announced. The first trial. Test your body and mind. Many consider it harmless. That is a lie. The doors opened. Inside was a huge circular room with metallic floors and glowing panels on the walls. Strange symbols covered every surface, shifting like living ink. A hum filled the air, low and dangerous. The gravity chamber. Spectators watched from above, seated behind force fields. The alien princess sat in the highest balcony, expression unreadable. Some nobles smirked. Some leaned forward, waiting to see the human fail. Ethan stepped forward. His boots hit the metal floor. The moment he did, the air felt heavier, like someone was pushing him down with invisible hands. A judge spoke from a high platform. This trial has one rule. Stay standing for 10 minutes. Those who fall, fail. A deep voice counted down. 3, 2, 1. The chamber roared. To life, gravity slammed downward. Some contestants dropped immediately, gasping as their knees hit the floor. Ethan's vision blurred as the pressure crushed him from above. It felt like he was wearing a mountain as armor. A reptilian contestant screamed, "My bones! It's crushing my bones." A medic dragged him out. Failure. Ethan grit his teeth. He lowered his stance, bending his knees slightly. A memory flashed. Basic training on Earth. A drill sergeant yelling, "Balance is not strength, it's control." Ethan planted his feet wider, keeping his center low. He breathed in through his nose, out through his mouth. Controlled. Focused. The gravity intensified. 5 minutes left. The contestants beside him dropped one by one. Some cried, some cursed. Some just collapsed silently. Ethan swayed forward, catching himself on one hand. His muscles burned like fire. His heartbeat pounded in his ears. His arms shook, but he forced them straight. High above, Princess Lyra leaned forward. "Impossible," she whispered. A noble beside her scoffed. "He will break soon." Humans always break, but he didn't. Ethan closed his eyes. He imagined Earth. He pictured the blue sky, the smell of rain, the faces of the people he had let down. People he promised he would fight for. He felt their memories like armor. Then, without warning, the gravity shifted sideways. The whole room tilted. Contestants slid across the floor like toys. Ethan's boots scraped metal, sparks flying. He reached out and grabbed a metal pillar. His arms trembled but held. The chamber's voice echoed, "Adaptive challenge, unstable." Gravity engaged. Ethan dug his fingertips into the grooves of the pillar. His shoulders screamed in pain, but he didn't let go. A judge whispered to another, confused, "Why is he still resisting? Humans are fragile." Someone watching from the shadows answered softly, voice metallic, "Not all humans." The gravity changed again forward this time, pushing like a hurricane of weight. Ethan pushed back, planting his foot, shifting his hips, absorbing the force like water flowing around stone. He whispered through clenched teeth, "I will not fall." Another contestant slammed into him, trying to use Ethan's stance to stay upright. The impact nearly knocked Ethan over, but he steadied them both by shoving back with controlled force. The alien gasped, shocked at Ethan's strength. "You helped me?" The alien asked. "I'm not here to destroy anyone," Ethan said. "I'm here to survive." The alien nodded. "Respect. First sign. 1 minute left." The room turned wild. Gravity pulsed like a heartbeat. Up, down, sideways, random. Gravity pulsed like a heartbeat. Up, down. Violent. Ethan couldn't think. He could only react. Breathe. Plant feet. Shift balance. Repeat. 40 seconds. His legs shook so badly he could barely feel them. 20 seconds. He dropped to one knee, but did not fall. 10. 5. 2. Silence. The chamber powered down. The weight lifted like 1,000 ghosts leaving the room. Ethan's body felt light, almost unreal. He collapsed onto his hands, panting. Cheers erupted. Not many, but enough. Some aliens looked angry, some confused, some awestruck. The surviving contestants were escorted out. Medics swarmed around them. Hythen looked up as Princess Lyra descended the stairs. He expected mockery. Instead, she studied him with a strange seriousness. "You should not have survived," she said. Ethan met her gaze. "But I did." Lyra nodded once. "Do not celebrate yet. The next trial will not be physical. It will be personal." Ethan frowned. "What does that mean?" Lyra turned away. "It means your greatest enemy is not the galaxy. It might be you." Ethan froze, because deep inside, he feared she might be right. The second chamber did not look like a trial room. No fire. No weapons. No dangerous machines. It was silent, empty. Only a long corridor of black stone leading into darkness. The air smelled like old paper and cold smoke. Ethan stood at the entrance, with the other survivors. Each contestant breathed heavily, still hurting from the gravity chamber. Ethan's legs trembled, but he forced them to stand strong. A judge with silver eyes stepped forward. "This is the trial of minds. You will enter alone. There are no enemies waiting for you, only yourself." Ethan frowned. "What do we have to do?" The judge smiled without warmth. "You must face your memories. If you accept what you fear most, you win. If you cannot," his voice lowered, "you lose." Ethan understood the real danger now. This trial wasn't about strength. It was about truth. One by one, contestants walked forward and disappeared into the dark. Some came running back, screaming. Some walked out slowly, eyes empty as if something inside them had broken. Some did not return at all. Ethan swallowed hard. His turn came. He stepped inside. The door slid shut behind him with a soft click, like a trap closing. Darkness swallowed him. No movement. Just a heavy silence, pressing on his ears. Then, dash-light. The corridor vanished. Ethan stood in the middle of a ruined Earth city. Twisted metal, broken buildings. The sky was red like sunset mixed with smoke. Cars lay overturned, streets cracked open like wounds. The world looked abandoned. "No, this isn't real," Ethan whispered. A voice answered him. But the voice came from everywhere. "Real is what you fear. Real is what you cannot forget." Ethan turned. In the distance, he saw himself another Ethan, younger, in a soldier's uniform. He stood beside a broken wall, looking down at something on the ground. Ethan walked closer. His heart beat harder with every step. The younger Ethan stared at the ground. At a mistake Ethan never forgave himself for, a team he failed. A mission that went wrong. People who trusted him. People who didn't survive. Ethan spoke to his younger self. I know this memory. I know what happened. You ran, the younger Ethan said, voice shaking. I didn't run. I fell. You failed them. The memory's voice was like a knife. Ethan felt his breath tighten. His chest hurt, like gravity crushing him again. He closed his eyes. I can't change what happened. Then why are you here? The younger Ethan asked. This time, Ethan answered without hesitation. I'm here to try again. Silence. Then the world shifted. Stone. Walls returned. The ruined city vanished like smoke. The younger Ethan disappeared. In front of Ethan now stood something else, a towering alien creature made of shadows, eyes like burning dots of white fire. It leaned close. You believe humans are special? It growled. Show me why. Ethan's voice trembled, but he did not step back. Humans are not special. We're not the strongest, we're not the smartest, but we don't stop. Even when we break, we stand back up. The shadow creature stared at him. What makes you think you can save this galaxy from itself? Ethan closed his hands into fists, because maybe the galaxy forgot what hope looks like. For a moment, the creature was silent. Then it reached forward, placing a hand of smoke against Ethan's chest. A cold shock ran through him. You fear being weak, the creature whispered. You fear failing again. But fear is not defeat. The smoke dissolved into light. Suddenly Ethan was back in the chamber's entrance, gasping for air. His knees hit the floor. Sweat dripped down his face. His hands shook, but he was alive. The judge's voice echoed. Trial complete. Ethan Cole passes. The crowd watching on screens above was silent. No whisper. No whispers. Only stunned faces. Princess Lyra stepped forward slowly, studying him with the same sharp eyes. Her tone was not mocking this time. You faced memories that would break most people. Ethan looked up at her, breathing hard. They almost broke me. But they didn't, she replied. A noble shouted from the balcony. This is impossible. How can a human survive 2 trials? Another noble hissed, voice full of anger. He must be hiding something. Humans are not capable of this. Lyra raised a hand, silencing them. The trials judge truth, she said. If the human lives, the human deserves to continue. Ethan stood, legs trembling. He felt empty and full at the same time, like he had lost something, but gained a new version of himself in return. The princess spoke again, voice low enough that only Ethan could hear. The next trial will test more than memory or balance. It will test your choices. Ethan met her eyes. And I'll choose to stand, Lyra nodded. We will see. Somewhere deep in the palace, in dark rooms not meant for humans, machines woke up. Old systems blinked with blue light. A signal traveled through wires older than the empire itself. A single word appeared on a hidden screen. Human identified, priority class, unknown. And the galaxy began to take notice. The palace corridors felt colder after the trial of minds. Ethan walked beside the other survivors, but it was clear. Many didn't want him there. Some stared with confusion. Some with respect. Others with quiet fear. A guard led them into a massive arena. The floor was sand and metal mixed, like an ancient battleground fused with alien technology. Force fields shimmered overhead like caged. Lightning. A horn blasted. The ground shook. Lights flashed and voices echoed across the stadium as the crowd filled the seats. Thousands of aliens roared with excitement, ready to see who would fall next. The announcer's voice echoed, "Welcome to the arena of challenges. This trial will test strategy, survival, and instinct. There are no teams, only rivals." Ethan's heart pounded. This was not combat, he told himself. Not exactly. It was survival. Princess Lyra stood above, her gaze fixed on the arena. The nobles beside her whispered like snakes, "Break the human this time. He has embarrassed us enough." If he survives again, rumors will spread. One noble lord, tall and thin like a walking spear, leaned toward Lyra. With your permission, princess, we can modify the arena, increase its difficulty, quietly. Lyra hesitated. Sabotage was forbidden by law. But she stayed silent too long. The noble smiled. Her silence was permission enough. Below, Ethan felt something. Not sound, not sight. A pressure. Like a presence behind his thoughts. A whisper. Metallic, familiar. Be alert, Ethan Cole. His eyes widened. He turned, but there was no one. The gates opened. Contestants stepped inside. The challenge began. The test SDAS. At first, the arena seemed simple. Obstacles, platforms, sliding walls, and sudden pits. Contestants raced, jumped, and climbed. Ethan moved slow, studying everything first. Some contestants threw elbows, trying to knock others down. One tried shoving Ethan off a platform, but Ethan sidestepped, making the alien stumble and fall into soft sand. I'm not your enemy, Ethan said. You are now. The alien hissed, climbing back up. Ethan kept going. Then everything changed. Sound like cracking ice tore through the arena. The ground split open. Not supposed to happen. The noble who planned sabotage smirked from the balcony. Below, the arena reconfigured itself deadly. Spikes shot up from the floor. Walls sprouted. Rotating blades of energy. Platforms spun at insane speed. Contestants screamed as they fled. Ethan's instincts flared. He ducked under a blast of energy, rolled across the sand, and dashed behind a barrier. The barrier cracked. He moved again. Another whisper echoed in his mind. Sector 7, move. Ethan didn't question it. He sprinted toward a tall structure. In Sector 7, a tower of metal pipes and beams. As he reached it, an explosion tore through the ground where he had just been. The same metallic voice spoke. Maintain breathing. Heart rate unstable. What are you? Ethan whispered under his breath. No reply. Only silence. Ethan climbed the tower. His muscles screamed. Sweat blinded his eyes. But he didn't stop. From above, Princess Lyra stood, shocked. This wasn't in the trial design. She snapped at the nobles. Accidents happen. The thin noble replied, smiling. Lyra looked away. Guilty. The saboteur referee midway across the arena, a giant gate opened. Ethan froze. A creature lumbered out, mechanical, like a war machine. Its body was steel and bone, eyes burning blue like dying stars. A mech beast. This was a weapon, not a trial challenge. Contestants scattered. 2 were knocked aside instantly. Ethan dove behind a broken barrier as the creature's claws shredded stone like paper. This is illegal, a judge whispered, horrified. They modified the trial. The mech beast turned toward Ethan. Its scanners locked onto him. Target: human. Ethan's blood ran cold. The beast charged. Ethan grabbed a fallen pole, lightweight. Metal, maybe part of the arena wall. He swung as the creature lunged. Sparks exploded. The beast barely felt it. He dodged again. Barely. Then the metallic voice returned. Back panel. 3 bolts. Weak point. Ethan's eyes snapped to the beast's spine. Bolts. Yes. He saw them. He sprinted. The beast struck, claws slicing the air. Ethan slid under it, sand burning his skin. He rammed the pole upward. The bolts snapped. The beast staggered. Again. Ethan forced the pole deeper. A flash of blue light burst. The beast convulsed, sparks raining. Then silence. It fell. The crowd gasped. A human took down a machine built for war. After rain, Ethan fell to one knee, breathing hard. Princess Lyra finally stood. Enough. She shouted. Her voice cracked like lightning. Stop this trial. This is not honor, this is cowardice. Guards moved. Nobles pretended innocence. Ethan looked up at her. She looked away quickly, ashamed. A judge's voice echoed. Ethan Cole. Passes my right of survival. The crowd didn't cheer this time. They watched not with mockery, but fear. Ethan wiped sweat from his eyes. His hands still shook. He whispered so no one else could hear. What are you? Why are you helping me? The metallic voice responded from deep within his mind. I am what remains of what humans once were. Ethan froze. Humans once were. Before he could ask more, the voice faded like a dying signal, and somewhere in the palace, a hidden chamber lit up on its own. Screens activating. A single message blinked in ancient code. The arena's lights dimmed. The crowd whispered like wind through broken glass. Ethan stood alone on the sand, still breathing hard from the sabotage. He wanted rest. He wanted answers. But the trials did not wait. A deep horn sounded. A judge spoke with grave formality. The next test is a duel, not to the death, only to submission. Victory earns progression. Failure ends your journey. A giant gate opened. From the shadows stepped the Korath champion, a towering alien warrior. Skin like armor plates, arms thicker than Ethan's torso, eyes cold as winter oceans. This was not a contestant. This was a designed opponent, trained only for combat. The champion slammed a massive staff into the ground. Sparks shot up. Ethan swallowed. He had no weapon, no armor. Only the metal staff he had used on the mech beast. Now bent and cracked. Princess Lyra stepped forward from her balcony, voice carrying across the arena. You may surrender before the duel begins, she announced. There is no shame in survival. Ethan looked up, not at her, but at the crowd, the nobles smiling like vipers, waiting for him to crawl. I didn't come this far to surrender, he said, voice steady but low. The judge signaled. Begin. The du wheel, the champion, moved like a storm. Its first strike hit the ground where Ethan had stood a half-second earlier. Sand burst upward. Ethan rolled, narrowly escaping a blow that could have broken every bone in his body. He needed a plan. Direct attack? Impossible. Running away? Useless. He had to think. The metallic whisper returned, faint, glitching, like a radio with broken wires. Observe pattern, 4 moves. Then reset. Ethan watched. The champion attacked again, a series of sweeps and slams, 4 strikes. Then, it paused. Just for a second, a breathing pattern. Slow, deep, a recovery window. The voice continued. Exploit rhythm. You cannot overpower, you must outthink. The champion roared, charging again. Ethan dodged, feet sliding, balance barely holding. He counted. 1, strike to the left, 2 overhead, smash, 3, sweep at legs, 4, double slam. Pause. That was the opening. Ethan struck not at the champion, but at the staff it used. His metal pole hit the champion's weapon. Sparks flew. He did it again, angling the pole to catch the staff near the joint. A crowd gasped. The champion stumbled back, confused. No one had ever fought like this before, attacking the weapon instead of the warrior. Ethan pressed the advantage, breathing hard, muscles screaming. He struck again. The champion blocked, but each hit weakened the staff. Cracks spread like veins of lightning. The champion roared, swinging wildly. Ethan ducked, rolled, moved like water around stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Ethan lunged. His pole struck the champion's staff dead center. Crack. The staff shattered. The champion stared at its broken weapon, shocked, enraged, lost. It charged with bare hands now, faster than before. Ethan barely dodged a punch that dented the arena floor where he had been standing. He couldn't last much longer. His vision blurred, breath sharp like knives in his lungs. Then something changed. The voice returned, stronger than before. Accessing tactical memory, enabling instinct protocol. Ethan felt something, not strength, not speed, understanding. Suddenly, the champion's movements looked different, like lines of motion, predictions, weak points. Ethan stepped aside before the champion moved, as if he already knew the attack was coming. The champion swung. Ethan deflected with his arm, redirecting instead of blocking. The champion stumbled. Ethan kicked the back of its knee. The giant fell to one knee. Silenced. Ethan placed his bent pole gently against the champion's throat, not pressing, not threatening, just proving the point. "I win," he said, voice almost broken. The champion's eyes narrowed. Then slowly, it lowered its head in respect, submission. A judge stood, voice shaking. Ethan Cole. Victor, for the first time. Since Ethan arrived on Varlian, the applause didn't feel mocking. It felt unsettled, like a kingdom realizing its world had cracks. Aftermath and UNMZKNG Princess Lyra approached the arena floor personally, guards stiff at her side. "You fought like someone trained by a master," she said. "But no human alive has those skills." Ethan wiped sweat from his forehead. "I don't know how I did it." The voice whispered again, quieter. "You do, in time." Ethan stiffened. Lyra noticed. "You heard something during the fight." It wasn't a question. Ethan hesitated. He thought of the voice. The ancient machines. The message. The last heir has awakened. If he spoke, he risked everything. If he lied, he learned nothing. "I heard guidance," he said carefully, "from something not human. But it knows humans." Lyra's eyes widened. A noble shouted from above, "This cannot continue. Humans do not possess such abilities. He is cheating using Forbidden's technology." Ethan looked up, voice steady. "If I'm cheating, then prove it. Scan me, test me. I have nothing to hide." The nobles quieted. None wanted to risk proving him right. Lyra nodded once. "The next trial will not be chosen by the council. It will be chosen by me." Ethan felt the weight of her words. A trial made personally for him. The drums echoed once more. In a dark chamber, deep below, machines hung to life, screens flashing ancient maps of Earth star clusters. Forgotten by time, a message appeared. Protocol. Waking. Human legacy 8% online. Ethan didn't know it yet, but the trials were no longer testing him. They were waking him up. Asterisk. Night fell over Varlian like a heavy curtain. The palace, usually glowing with colors and music, now felt quiet and tense. Guards moved with sharpened focus. Whispers traveled the halls like ghosts. Ethan stood outside a door made of black stone and blue symbols. The air around it hummed. Like electricity trapped in a cage, Princess Lyra approached him. Her voice was steady, but her eyes held a warning. "This is the throne of echoes. It is not a trial of strength or strategy. It is a test of truth before the throne. No lie can survive." Ethan nodded. "I'm not here to lie." Lyra studied him for a long second. Ethan wasn't sure what she hoped to find. "The council fears you now," she said quietly. "They believe you carry secrets, that you are more than a human from Earth." "I'm not," Ethan answered. "I'm just trying to survive." Lyra's expression did not change, but she exhaled like someone carrying a heavy weight. "We will see." She turned away and signaled the guards. The door opened. The sea chamber, the throne of echoes, was not a normal throne room. There were no banners, no jewels, no audience, only a massive stone seat, half machine, half ancient relic, surrounded by pillars of light. The air tasted like metal and cold wind. The ground vibrated faintly, like a sleeping giant breathing beneath the floor. Judge spoke. "Ethan Cole, sit upon the throne. If you hold truth, it will accept you. If you are false, it will reject you." Ethan walked forward. Every step felt heavier, not like the gravity chamber. Different, like each step measured his heartbeat, his memories, his will. He sat. The throne reacted instantly. Light surged up his spine. Not painful, just overwhelming. The air vibrated with sound, low and deep, like a heartbeat through mountains. A voice filled the chamber. But it was not the metallic whisper Ethan knew. This voice was older, full, vast, human detected. The pillars lit brighter, identity confirmation required. Images burst around. Ethan like holograms, stars, galaxies, maps, human spaceships that did not belong to any time Ethan knew. Princess Lyra stared, shock widening her eyes. That technology, it predates our empire, she whispered. The nobles yelled, this is impossible. He's awakening forbidden systems. Stop him before, the throne pulsed. A wave of energy stunned everyone silent. Ethan felt something reach inside his mind. Not to control him, but to search. Memory scan engaged. Scenes from Ethan's life flashed around the chamber like living ghosts. His childhood on Earth. His first day in training. The mission that went wrong. The moment he boarded the wrong ship. The lottery glitch. All exposed. Ethan's heart pounded. Stop, he whispered. I don't want this. The voice answered, you are not chosen by chance, you are chosen by lineage. The room shook. Ethan gripped the arms of the throne. What lineage? I'm nobody. The energy focused into a single beam of light beneath the throne, projecting an emblem on the floor. A symbol like interlocking stars. Lyra gasped. That symbol. It is from the age before records. The rumored era of the astral heirs. A human empire lost to time. The nobles panicked. Humans had no empire. This is a lie. Destroy the throne before it corrupts the trials. One noble aimed a weapon at Ethan, a small handheld disruptor. Ethan froze. The metallic whisper returned stronger. Move. He ducked. The shot fired. It hit the pillar instead. Light exploded, throwing the noble backward. Guards tackled him. The judge screamed for order. Lyra stepped between Ethan and the chaos. Enough. She roared. Her voice cracked through the room like thunder. The throne pulsed again. Ethan felt it pulling something, calling to something inside him. A hidden door opened in the wall. Behind it was a sphere of blue energy, floating, humming. Waiting. The old voice spoke again. Command node located. Restoration protocol at 12%. Ethan looked at the sphere. He didn't know it, but the sphere looked back. He whispered, why me? The voice answered, because humans forgot who they were, but the galaxy did not. The countdown ticked through the palace like a heartbeat made of steel. -24 hours. Ethan barely slept. When dawn came, the sky over Varlian burned silver, storm clouds curling like metal dragons. The final trial location was not in a chamber or arena. It was outside, far beyond the city, at the edge of a massive crater surrounded by broken monoliths. Princess Lyra, the judges, nobles, and guards formed a circle around the crater. Floating drones recorded every angle. Millions watched across the galaxy. Ethan stepped to the center. His boots crunched on broken stone. Lyra announced, this final trial is named Dawn. It is not a battle. It is not a puzzle. It is a decision. The nobles leaned forward like predators. Ethan stared back, eyes tired, but steady. Lyra continued, you will be shown something. You will be given a choice. And the galaxy will watch what a human chooses. She paused. Be warned. There is no correct answer. Only consequences. Ethan nodded. He was ready, or as ready as anyone could be. The REVL. The ground shook. Dust rose. The monoliths lit up like veins of lightning. A massive structure emerged from beneath the earth. A circular vault door, the size of a mountain. Symbols glowed on its surface. The same symbols the throne had shown him, interlocking stars. The mark of the astral heirs. Lyra turned to the crowd. This vault has existed longer than our empire. Our greatest scholars could not open it. But it responded to a single human in the throne chamber. She pointed to Ethan. Him. Gasps and shouts spread through the nobles. He wields dangerous power. He must choose between worlds. If he opens that vault, everything changes. Ethan stepped toward the vault. His hand hovered over the glowing symbol. The metallic whisper returned in his mind. Final confirmation required. Do you claim the legacy or deny it? Ethan closed his eyes. Memories from Earth rushed through him. His mistakes, his regret, his hope. He thought of the throne. The ruined city memory. The champion he defeated. The help he received from strangers. Then he thought of the voice. It had guided him, protected him, believed in him, maybe more than he believed in himself. He whispered, "What's behind the vault?" The whisper answered, "Not weapons, not armies. Knowledge, records, the truth of humanity." Ethan lowered his hand. "I'm not here to start a war," he said. Lyra blinked surprised. "I'm here to prove something." He raised his voice so the entire crater heard. "I'm not going to open this because I can. I'll open it only if the galaxy is ready to listen. If you want me to unlock it, then you have to stand with me. Not under me, not against me. With me." Silence. Then slowly, the vault glowed brighter. The symbols faded. The vault unlocked on its own. It shifted. Not opening, but waiting, like a question. The metallic voice whispered, "You passed." The assassination attempt. A flash. A sound like tearing air. A noble, face twisted with rage, raised a disruptor. He aimed at Ethan's back. "Nitrogen monoxide human will rule US." A guard shouted. Lyra moved but too slow. Ethan turned, eyes wide. Bang. The shot never hit him. A shimmering barrier appeared around Ethan, hexagonal light, humming with ancient power. The shot disintegrated against it like dust and sunlight. Gasps erupted. The noble fell to his knees, terrified. Ethan stared at the barrier surrounding him. The metallic voice spoke openly, echoing around the crater. Humanity was never weak, only asleep. The CHOIZ. The judge raised his staff. "By law, Ethan Cole survives all 7 trials. He has earned victory." The crowd erupted, not cheers, not boos, but shock. A human. A survivor. A symbol. Lyra stepped forward. "Do you claim the alliance promised in jest?" she asked. Her tone was official, not personal. Not marriage, not power, alliance, between worlds. Ethan looked at the vault, at the crowd, at the sky. "No," he said. The world froze. Then he finished. "Not until I earn it. Not until I understand this legacy. Not until humans know too." He looked at Lyra steady. "But I will work for it, with you. With your people, if you want that." Lyra nodded once. "No shame. No ego, only respect." "Then let the record show," she declared, voice loud and clear. "Ethan Cole of Earth has passed the royal trials. He stands not as servant, but as equal." The HFY. The vault lights dimmed. The barrier faded. The whisper in Ethan's mind softened. "Systems waiting. Your journey begins now." Ethan looked out at the galaxy. He survived, but survival was only the beginning. He whispered, "If humans were strong once, we can rise again." In the distance, storms crackled across the sky, not a threat, a promise.